Well, how do you keep your attitude strong and, deal with failures and frustrations around anything like that? Or is it just, part of the game?
Part of the game. Yeah, it's like just like a day at the office. And some days suck, and I'm like, oh man, like I'm really good at talking negative to myself.
Right.
I shouldn't do that. I'm such an idiot. I knew that was a pair of sunglasses, but it put a backpack there instead. What was I doing?
Right.
But it's just funny. But it's just part of it, man. And like I make mistakes, and like when it really gets me is when I'll be doing like a memory league match competing, and when I make mistakes there, it kills me because I'm like, man, yesterday, like I was practicing and I did all these awesome scores, and now maybe I had a bad night of sleep, or just an off day, or I made a mental mistake. Like there's no good reason. I just screwed up, and then it doesn't reflect your true skill level sometimes. So I feel like not only did I lose, but the people watching this, like I don't look as good as this isn't me. I'm usually better than this. So there's a lot of ego stuff involved in it. That's something I got to remind myself of, that like that doesn't really matter. Like at the end of the day, like I do this because I love it, and it's meaningful and fulfilling to me. Like a lot of people, again, memory sports isn't like in your event. It's cool, the one you want to do, because there's cool stuff, and you can learn stuff to take with you in real life. And it's not often a guy pulls you on the side of the road, puts a gun to your head, and says, "Memorize this deck of cards, or I'll kill you." If it happens, I'm ready, right? But there's not a lot of situations where you need to do that. So it's like people wonder why we do these things like this. And I mean, I like competing, and I like pushing myself and challenging myself. And it just, memory sports in and of itself is super fulfilling to me. So that's what it's about, right? And the memory sports community is amazing, by the way. As you know, like you've had a lot of awesome people on the show, authors and stuff, and the whole community is really welcoming, and they make it easier, and they're supportive. So like if you do have a bad day and stuff, it's like we all do, right? So that's just part of it, and you just got to get used to. Like I grew up as like a gym rat, and I still work out when I can get into the gym, and like you'd have days where you'd be going for record lifts, and you did all the mental prep and everything, and you don't hit it, and it would suck. And then other days you'd come in and you had a bad night of sleep, you don't warm up, and you hit a deadlift record. I'm like, what the heck is this? It's like the same thing happens with memory sports. Sometimes I'll have the baby wakes up and I'll have a horrific night of sleep, and then I'll set a personal record, like, and I'll be feeling like tired out of my mind, and I don't know how it works. So, but I mean, I'll still celebrate it. Like there's no rhyme or reason sometimes for some of the results, but the one thing I think too that I've thought a lot about is, so when I do mess up, I don't just click next and leave it. Regardless of what an event or whatever I'm doing is, I'll review it and try to see where I messed up. I don't just move on and forget about it. I'll go through my deck of cards or my numbers and try to, or here's why I thought it was this when it was this. So sometimes I got two images are too similar, and I gotta make new ones, right? I didn't realize I had two sumo wrestlers, like E Honda and Yokozuna, right? One's in a video game, one's a real guy, but maybe you mix them up, right? Stuff like that. Or if I realize the phonetics of one image are too similar to another, I'm like, I should change this. So point of self-reflection. The other thing, though, is when you have successes, sometimes like I'll do a deck of cards and I'll hit submit, and I'm like, this is 50-50. Like there's a few images, I think I got them in the right place. Oh, I got it right. Nice. I move on. But I'm like, what I've wanted to start doing, and I have, is like reviewing those too. Because like it could have just as easily been a mistake, right? Because like I wasn't actually sure. So it's like I should still review that and see where I went right and why it worked and what could have went wrong. So I don't know. I've just been thinking, because I've been hitting a lot of walls where I am. I mean, I don't want to say, I'm at this high level and it's whatever, but you get to a point where you're really good at something where you gotta poke and prod to find, okay, here, where can I improve, right? And so reviewing successes, to me, I've been wondering, like, it's probably almost as important as reviewing failures, because like if I wasn't confident in what I just, like, it is a deck of cards I nailed 100%, like I'm not too worried. But if it was one where I was even a little shaky, or like I did a bunch of words on memory league, and one thing I do is, because I memorize my words in pairs, right, 2 at a time, I'll get the words right, but I'll flip them. So I'll hit submit, and sometimes I'll get 50 out of 50. I'm like, whoo! But I'm like, well, there was just a good chance I could have, like, again, a few of them I guessed on. The words were right, but like I could have got 30 there if half my words were reversed. So again, I'll go through and figure out, okay, what went right here? What can I replicate next time to do this again? Not like just looking for things I've done wrong. Like when I get the red and I'm, trying to correct my errors, but looking at the good things too and going, okay, what actually worked here? Because like, I think reviewing your successes is just as important. This is something I heard a couple years ago and I cannot remember where I heard it. And that's something that stuck with me. And it's kind of bugging me. I don't feel like I do it enough. So that's something I'm going to commit to doing too, to help me out.